Associated Press.
Hello, Director. Former President Trump is raising the prospect of agents planting evidence in the FBI search of his residence in Mar-a-Lago, saying his lawyer's names weren't allowed to observe this search. Can you address that, particularly as many of Mr. Trump's supporters online have issued a so-called call to arms and threats against your agents in light of the search?
Well, as I'm sure you can appreciate, that's not something that I can talk about, so I'd refer you to the department. As to the issue of threats, I will say that I'm always concerned about violence and threats of violence against law enforcement, and that is a topic that I have been talking about frequently, including earlier today with law enforcement partners here in Nebraska and yesterday with law enforcement partners in Iowa and Illinois, and any threats made against law enforcement, including the men and women of the FBI, as with any law enforcement agency, are deplorable and dangerous.
Brian Mastery, WOWT.
Good afternoon, Director. Kind of along Marjorie's point, how concerned are you that after the raid, that could embolden, maybe even incentivize some of the same bad actors from January 6th doing something similar?
Again, violence against law enforcement is not the answer, no matter what anybody's upset about or who they're upset with. And I think we have in this country had over the last few years an alarming rise in violence against law enforcement. Last year, there were 73 law enforcement officers around this country who were killed in the line of duty, as in murdered in the line of duty. It's the highest number since 9/11. So the men and women of law enforcement, including the men and women of the FBI, make heroic sacrifices for everyone in this country. And it takes an incredibly special person to be willing to get up every day and give his or her life, sacrifice his or her life for a total stranger. And so it's important that we view the men and women of law enforcement as people, as a resource to cherish.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, gentlemen.